Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Sports Talk with me, Rico. What's going on, man? The New York Jets fan. Hey, I'm a huge Jets fan. So, of course, uh, um, from what I'm hearing, there's a strong candidate. Well, there are two candidates for both head coach and GM. Now, of course, Mike Vrabel situation. Mike Vrabel did an interview with the Jets. He didn't do it because of there were real interests. He was really interested in coming to the Jets, but you saw after the interview with the Jets, you saw what the Robert Kraft, the Patriots owner, did. Of course, he fired Gerard Mayo right away, and which was terrible. You know what I mean? Which was terrible. It was a terrible situation for for Mayo there. Even though they promised him the opportunity to rebuild, Robert Kraft knew that the entire roster was trash. He knew that. He told Mayo, "Hey, you have a 3-year window to rebuild this." Now, in a locker room, there's a lot of people who are upset with Mayo because after losing when they're on a roll, they're on a team plane. Mayo would, instead of what he would do is he would play cards with the players, and which is something that management, the VPs, all those player personnel, a lot of them didn't like that. Didn't like that he would play cards with the players. But Mayo looking at it, was more team building for him. It was team building to be personable, and he used the opportunity to talk with the players. And hey, but having Vrabel, who Robert Kraft loved, Mike Vrabel, he saw an opportunity to hire him. He fired Mayo right away after they won, costing him the number one pick. So he was very upset. So he acted on impulse, and of course they saying a lot of stuff which Mayo's wife went on social media she threw a warning shot to say, hey, don't make me talk, because there's a lot of stuff that they say about her husband that she knows it's not true, but hey, that's that. So they didn't give him a fair shot, and that's what it is. And they should have given him a fair shot. You know what I mean? But when you look at an NFL, right? Yes, Mayo didn't get a fair shot, but you look at a lot of the white coaches. You look at Dan Campbell right now with the Detroit Lions. You see Dan Campbell with the Lions, whatever. In 2021, when he started, they were 3-13-1. Right? They were 3-13-1. 2022, he went into 9-8. 2023, you saw 12-5, and this year, 2024, you see him 15-2. But again, the opportunity that's given to white coaches are not given to the black coaches, and I think that's not a fair thing at all. But like I said, in any case, of course, to see that the opportunity that these guys have, that other players didn't have it, other coaches rather didn't have those opportunities, which is not fair. It's not fair at all for Gerard Mayo. But at the end of the day, they did what was best for them. It is what it is. Mike McCarthy, who's part way with well, they weren't trying to give him the contract he wanted in Dallas. Dallas was like Jerry Jones was done with him anyway. He wants to move on. So Mike McCarthy called the Jets, say, hey, he wants to reunite with the Jets. He wants to reunite with Aaron Rodgers, and the Jets told him, no, thank you, because Woody Johnson didn't even want to bother to even set up an interview with him. Because if you look at Mike McCarthy, his days in the NFL, those days are over. Because these guys are a one-trick pony, right? They're not able to adjust. You see those guys, Mike McCarthy. If you look at it, his best offensive coordinator, he's with the Eagles. You know what I mean? He's with the Eagles, and that was the biggest mistake that McCarthy made. You know what I mean? McCarthy made a mistake, of course, because he was a terrible coach, and they were losing. They lost So what he did, he used Moore as a scapegoat for fire Moore, and that was a mistake he made. Now Moore with the Eagles, you know what I mean? They saw what he did, you know what I mean? So they said, hey, we're gonna keep you there. They give him that contract to give him full power to offense. I know from the beginning, Sirianni wanted to show that he was the boss, but so things weren't working like that. But you see throughout the season, the head boss told Sirianni, step aside, man. Let Moore run the offense. But you see, look at that. The entire Eagles starting offensive line, the all pro votes, right? You got right tackle Len Johnson. Len Johnson, of course, he received 15 first all pro. You received 32. So you have Len Johnson. You have Jordan Mailata. You have London Dickerson. You have Mekhi Becton doing a good job for them. By the way, he couldn't stay healthy with the Jets. He was out of shape and a lot of stuff. But he's doing it. Ken Jurgens. But the entire offensive line for them doing an amazing job. But and all of that because of Moore. Moore is the one that he put those guys in a position for them to succeed. So you gotta give credit to what they were able to do, man. You know what I mean? So you gotta give credit for them. But anyway, Rex Ryan, like I said, a lot of people were saying Rex Ryan should be the head coach for the Jets. Yes, the Jets give him an interview because Woody Johnson loved Rex Ryan. He loved the whole brash stuff, the whole talk. Rex Ryan's the only coach who took the Jets to back-to-back AFC championship. But Woody Johnson was a witness to see, yes, Rex Ryan was a one-trick pony. Defense, yeah, he had it. And offense, he couldn't make a decision on quarterback. He didn't know what he was doing. He looked lost, right? He looked lost. So Woody Johnson saw that firsthand. And when he had to fire Rex Ryan went to the Bills. He got the job with the Bills. He could have went somewhere else. He took the job with the Bills purposely, trying to stick it to the Jets. He fell. So he's been a failure since he just a loudmouth. So Woody Johnson already said, no, we're not going to hire Rex Ryan. Yes, Mike Vrabel's situation was real. Mike Vrabel came in there. The Jets, they didn't want to rush and just give him the job, but Woody Johnson wanted to make sure to get everything right. You know what I mean? So New England called. He took the job there. But before he took the job with New England, Mike Vrabel called the Jets and said, hey, New England offered me the job. What do you want to do? Because he really wanted to come here to work with Aaron Rodgers. He wanted to do that. But the Jets told him, hey, we're not there yet. But we're not there yet. He's a good candidate, but we're not there yet. But that's what it is. But when you look at it, Aaron Glenn, it's between Aaron Glenn and Brian Flores at this point. Aaron Glenn everybody had an interview. They had 3 hours with the Jets. Aaron Glenn had a whole day. Aaron Glenn had breakfast with the Jets and dinner with the Jets. You know what I mean? And one day they met him twice. Everybody came in. They had lunch. They had the interview. That was it, right? Aaron Glenn was the only one that met with the Jets twice for the day. They had breakfast with him at the facility. He was excited. He put everything in play. It was great. They loved the interview. They asked him, can he come back later on for dinner? So they took him to dinner and then had conversation. The Jets brass took him to dinner, and the conversation was great. They loved what the way he was able to talk, what he's able to do, with the quarterback, with the players, and Woody Johnson loved that. So they were at the table. Everybody was they were happy to have Aaron Glenn. The fact that he a former Jet who loved the Jets, and so. But the Brian Flores situation, because of the GM to hire the GM duo with Minnesota, you know what I mean? But the Jets, they did an interview with Eric Sullivan, Jon-Eric Sullivan, right? Now looking at it, they floated the names of 4 people to him, and he won Aaron Glenn. So you see, Jon-Eric Sullivan, I've told the Jets, if they hire him as the GM, Aaron Glenn will be the guy that he bring with him as a head coach. He wants Aaron Glenn. So that was something that that would be great for the Jets. If you look at Sullivan, is he's currently in his third season as a vice president of player personnel for the Packers, right? So 21 years, you know what I mean? And his 21st season with the organization, wow, he's done a lot of. He's been there with the organization where he served as a co-director of player personnel for 4 seasons, from 2018 to 2021, and then also he was a college scout for two seasons, 2016 to and 2017, and college scout for 8 seasons. So he's done a lot, man. The last 3 years, Sullivan, with Green Bay have done 28 and 23. If you look at Green Bay, in terms of scouting players and in terms of drafting players, they always make sure to get the top talent. So I think that to get a guy like that, Jon Sullivan, it'll be great for the Jets. I would love to see that, right? As a fan, I would love to see that. To make sure things are good for the Jets. So I would love to see it. It is tough. It is tough. Anytime you know what I mean. Anytime you see that in terms of the GM, yes. Also, you see the Jets interview. They interview Jeff Albrecht. I think he had a raw deal, but you can see that he was not prepared, man. He was not prepared. I think you waste time with that Jeff Albrecht situation. You move on. You have if the Jets don't jump right now, from what I'm hearing, the Saints also interested in Aaron Glenn. The Saints run Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn wants the Jets. I mean, Brian Flores will be interested to come to the Jets, but Chicago Bears want Brian Flores. So if the Jets don't pick Aaron Glenn right now, the next choice for them is Brian Flores. If those two guys are gone, you already lost Mike Vrabel because you weren't ready to jump out to do it. I understand, but now you will be left with Ron Rivera, or you go to Rex Ryan, who you told he wasn't going to be the pick. You know what I mean? So you talking about Steve Spagnuolo, who come on, Darren Rizzi, Mike Laxley, Matt Nagy, guys who can't win. It's like all these guys, with the exception of Ron Rivera, right? Ron Rivera, and you're talking about Adam Gase all over again. So it's a terrible thing to do. Darren Rizzi with the Saints, what I mean. But anyway, but for the Jets, in terms of the GM, you're looking at you're looking at Chris Spillman. There's a lot of people they interview. Ryan Grissom, all those guys. I wouldn't Mike Boganzi with the for me looking at the Jets, it's either you do John Robinson or Louis Riddick, but I think that Louis Riddick is raw. I don't see the Jets going that route, but there's a lot of people. You have Jim Nagy, John Robinson, Louis Riddick, Thomas Dimitroff, who I think is a waste of time. Alex Alabi, who's more of a tech guy, I'm not saying analytics doesn't work. It does work, but then people forget the human factor of things. So I wouldn't waste time on that. Ray Farmer, is a good guy, but with the Rams, of course they draft well. But you have Mike Greenberg with the Bucks, and you have with the Broncos, Darren Moogie, you have Newmark, Trey Brown. With all these things going on, man, all these things going on, I think that the focus for the Jets right now, is you forget all these guys. You bring in either you get Louis Riddick, right, or so you get Louis Riddick, and you go out, you get Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn, a guy who's ready to rock, who wants to be a Jets, which is what you do. But the Jets are, I don't think that they would take Farmer. Farmer, of course, he's done a great job with the Rams. He's done a great job with the Rams, but I think that there's more players that could do better things. More GM that could do better for the Jets. He's not one of those guys. So like I said, I'm looking forward to see that for the Jets, and also you see the players we have the Jets right now. We need a GM that's gonna, with the game plans coming in to build on the offensive line. The Jets offensive line is trash. Do you keep Aaron Rodgers to give him another year? I would do that. Personally, personally watching yes, there's a lot of things that Aaron Rodgers could have done better, right? He's not a leader, but you need a head coach like Aaron Glenn that's going to come in the building to demand a lot from Aaron Rodgers, right? Hey, this you got to do this, you got to do that. So if things not going well, he will pull Aaron Rodgers from the game. But I think that you go in, you solidify the offensive line. With the Jets picking 7, they're picking 7 in the draft. I think that because they're picking 7 in the draft, you should go out there and draft, the right players to make sure that this team can move forward. But as currently constructed, the Jets are the offensive line is just trash. We can't go anywhere. So I would love to see. Of course, Tennessee have the number 1 pick, Cleveland number 2, New York Giants number 3, New England number 4, Jacksonville Jaguars number 5, the Las Vegas Raiders number 6, the Jets have number 7, Carolina Panthers have number 8, New Orleans Saints have the 9th, and the Chicago Bears have the 10th. So with the 7th pick, you should be able to do a lot with that, right? With the 7th pick, you should be able to do a lot with that. So you know what I mean. So I think that of course you have Tippmann. Of course he's done a good job. He's done a good job. There's a lot of players I was happy with. You see Will McDonald, coming in, for what he's done in 17 games. He gave you 10 and a half sacks, multiple games where he give you more sacks. But of course, those weren't good team. Now I want to see him in full and rare form. You know what I mean. So with Jermaine Johnson, so if he's able to do the same thing, so can he consistently give you 10 to 15 sacks every year? So I would love to see that. But of course, Garrett Wilson, he had 101 reception, 1,100 yards, and 7 touchdowns. He had. Now he could have had more touchdowns. He could have had more yardage because, of course, there were a lot of drops. But I'm looking to see what's going on, right? I'm looking to see what's going on, So, but you need to solidify the offensive line for the Jets. You You have some players, But I think that you go to the draft. You pick play. Either you trade down, right, to stockpile to pick players in the offense in the first round. You could get two offensive linemen in the first round to shore up that, or you stay at 7. You pick a solid offensive lineman, day one starter, right? You pick a day one starter that can come in to block for either Aaron Rodgers or whatever. But I think you give Aaron Rodgers one more time. Now if you look at it, right, Ben Johnson, of course, he's gonna go to the Jaguars, right? You got Mike Vrabel with the with this oh my God, with New England Patriots. You know what I mean? Mike McCarthy, of course, you know, with everything going on, he's not going to the Saints. You know, Brian Flores will go to the Bears, and the Jets need to hurry up because they're doing too many interviews. You know what I mean? Because you know, if Aaron Glenn's not the coach for the Jets, if Aaron Glenn or Brian Flores is not the coach for the Jets, all those guys are done. They're just rejects. You know what I mean? So coaches that could come and make a difference right now are either Brian Flores, which again you see the job that he's done in coaching the defense for the Vikings. He's done an amazing job. So to be the head coach for Chicago Bears, of course, he's gonna make sure Caleb Williams do what he needs to do. Forget all the noise. He's gonna make sure, but to make Brian Flores the head coach for the Bears, you got to make sure that you solidify that offensive line for him because Caleb Williams would not be successful. If you're hearing in the background, my son, my 7-month-old son, just he's calling Dada. I'm making a video. He's making noise. He's hearing my voice. He wants to come in. But what I'm saying is the Jets already have. From what I'm hearing, those are the players, those are the coaches and GM that they're interested in. But what I'm saying is, I think you give Aaron Rodgers, one more year. You give him one more year to say, hey, I'm giving you one more year. What can you do with it, right? You know what I mean? What can you do with it? But like I said, but to watch Garrett Wilson, career high. 101 reception where he could have had more than that. There were a lot of drops, which is career high, second in Jet history. With that, 1,100 yards, 1,104 yards, which is career high, right? 7 touchdowns, which is career high. He's the first Jet ever, right? It's the first Jets to ever have 1,000 yards in all three, all of his first 3 seasons. 5th player ever in NFL history with 80 reception and 1,000 yards in all in his first 3 seasons. So you keep a player like that happy. Do you bring back Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams? But for you to do that, you got to fix that relationship with Devontae Adams, not Devontae Adams, with Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson. You got to fix that relationship to make sure you're in. But you fix the offensive line, and I think that you bring you got to be Breece Hall is he's ready for a contract. I don't think you give him a contract because Breece Hall didn't do anything. He looked trash. You know what I mean? He didn't do anything. So now if you look at it, right, next year for the Jets, home game they have Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, you have New England Patriots, you have the Cleveland Browns, you have Pittsburgh Steelers. You have Denver Broncos. You have Atlanta Falcons. You have the Panthers, and you have Dallas Cowboys. Away, you have the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots. You have Baltimore Ravens. You have the Bengals. You have the Jacksonville Jaguars. You have the Saints, and then you have the Bucks. So is it gonna you need to shore up your offensive line, of course. But you need a quarterback that are you gonna ride it with Tyrod Taylor and then have the rookie Love back there, or you give Aaron Rodgers one more shot, but you got to shore up the offensive line, and I think that for the Jets for things to work out, I would do it. You know what I mean? I would do it. Give him one more shot and see where you are with it. You know what I mean? So, but hey, it is what it is. I would try it one more time, but for the Jets to be successful, you know what I mean? for the Jets to be successful, I think that you shore up your offensive line. You know what I mean? You shore up the offensive line and you tell Aaron Rodgers, okay, come in here, we're gonna give you one more try. Let's give you one more try and see what you do. You know what I mean? See what you do with it. But as a fan, of course, I'm excited to see what's going on. I'm excited to see, but The Jets like the Jets for GM. They like Riddick, right? They like Louis Riddick, but Jon-Eric Sullivan, he's the guy from Green Bay whom they interview. They really like him. He's saying all the right stuff that he would do. And he came with a book. He came with a book already to tell the Jets, hey, here's who you're gonna draft. Here's are the draft players. Here are the players I already scout. He scout players already. And so to show up like he show up ready. He know that the draft is is around the corner. He already show up ready, and I think that and they ask him, they give him a list of coaches that if he's the GM, who would he like to work with? Aaron Glenn, he's the one that he mentioned. Louis Riddick also mentioned Aaron Glenn. Louis Riddick also have a list of players that if they pick him, he would do that. So as a fan, as a Jets fan, I'm tired of seeing all those rejects, all this bad stuff, man. I'm done with that. It's a time to move on. To say, hey, are you ready? This is the player that this is the player I'm ready to see. Those are the things I'm ready to see with the team. You know what I mean? I want to see. I want to see it, man. I want to see something great, man. And Rex Ryan situation, from what I'm hearing, Rex Ryan is not it. Rex Ryan would not. I repeat, Rex Ryan would not be the head coach of the New York Jets. The Jets are not going anywhere with him. Mike Vrabel was really interested in the Jets. He called the Jets before the New England situation, and the Jets told him, no, we're gonna stay put. We're still interviewing. Let me give a shout out to Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark's son, man. Having to leave Arizona State and to go to a new place to shine, man. So as a father, to watch his son, going to the national championship, playing, it's a beautiful thing, man. So shout out to him. So I'm happy with that. I'm surprised Barry Bonds is not in the Hall of Fame already. No batter, right? No batter in all of Major League Baseball history has been intentionally walked more than 10 times in a span of 10 games. In the history of Major League Baseball, you could put the Negro League, which they merged together. No batter, right? No player has walked, right? No player has walked more than 10 times in the span of 10 games, right? Except Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds was intentionally walked 73 times in 73 games, because that's how fit the guy was. Yes, you could talk about the steroid that both Barry, all those guys, were using. Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, all those guys that saved baseball. You know what I mean? Because when baseball was dying, that was George Bush era. George Bush was part of that. Part of that thing to tell the owners down there to let them use steroids. He was part of that. George Bush, the former president George Bush, was okay with those guys juicing to save baseball. Right? You had Ken Griffey Jr., who was hitting home runs. The guy was knocking out 56 to 59 home runs every season. Right? And you need that juice. You need that excitement. Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire, those guys decided to juice up to help. There's a lot of more players who juiced up, but they didn't use hydro. They didn't use the hydro. They used other stuff, steroids, to make them more lean. But they were, the strength was there. They used that, but you gotta give credit. You gotta give credit to them. So so Mark McGwire, all those guys. But Barry Bonds was hitting 40-40 before the steroid. Before the steroid with the A's, he was still killing it, man. So there's no reason. I understand the guy. He's vocal. He said a lot of stuff that they want him to kiss people, body, but that's not what he's. That's not what he is. He knows he's great. You know what I mean? He's and talking about coaching, man, this guy should be out there coaching, and he was forced out of the league early when even in his 40s he was still dangerous. He was still dangerous, and so because he was breaking everyone's record, so the league didn't need him anymore. and which is a shame. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway, man, the Ravens set a single season game franchise record with 299 rushing yard, including 186 by Derrick Henry, right? The 299 rushing yard are the most the Steelers ever allowed in the playoff game. I know there's a lot of people calling for Mike Tomlin to be fired. Mike Tomlin in 20 plus season he's been in the league, been with with the Steelers. I live here in PA. I live in Pennsylvania, so I know what's going on. But I see what is going on, man. The guy's done a lot for the organization. People know it, but the fans, you keep calling for somebody else. Let me ask you this: if any coach, if you had any coach with the Steelers, they wouldn't even make the playoffs. They don't have receivers. Running game's trash, and to manage to go to the playoff, yes, one and done. But the guy make the playoff. He's done what he have to do. So you call as a Jet fan, I'll take him. I would take Mike Tomlin today as a head coach for the Jets. You know what I mean? In a perfect trade. You know what I mean? Anyway, you see Lamar Jackson, say he was, once he won the Super Bowl, if he's able to win the Super Bowl this year, he would switch from number 8 to number 1 which is something he's been he told his father he wanted to do for a long time, to switch from number 8 to number 1, but he wants to win the Super Bowl. Yes, having all the MVP is great, but he won the Super Bowl. We move into a lot of things, man. Jimmy Butler, baby mama claimed that. Listen, man. You have kids. You have kids out there. Of course, you got to take care of them, right? But it's a two-way. As a father who have multiple kids, it's a two-way. You want to make sure that you take care of kids. That's very important. You know what I mean? That's very important. I've told many people that women don't raise kids, men raise kids. Women are nurturing, right? But the men, we don't want the discipline. That's what it is. That's why it's very important to have the male figure in the house to show the boys how to be men, how to be husbands to their wives, right? And also want to show the girls, what they should look for in a husband, right? And so it's very important to have that. And when you don't have that, the homes are all over the place. And then sometimes, but I'm watching, Jimmy Butler's paying his baby mother and child support $55,000 a month. Jimmy Butler's giving his baby mother $55,000 a month, not $5,500, $55,000 a month. He's paying this chick, and she wants to take him to court to ask the court for an additional $10,000. She said she wants $65,000 because the cost of living has changed. Things has changed. Her living expense. She wants to fly a private jet. She want to do this. Like, get a job. Number one, you got to get a job. And these people are looking at child support all wrong. The men is giving you $55,000 a month. You know how much $50,000 is? You know what I mean? To give this money to somebody. I understand. When of course, you want your kids to go to the best schools, right? Which he's paying for. So paying for the schools, paying for all that stuff, and then I'm giving you $55,000 a month. And you telling me that's not enough. Now, I'm not gonna say I've been there, but I'm not even gonna talk about that. But it's ridiculous, man. Somebody giving you $55,000 a month and you want more money, and I don't know. Anyway, man, the Cleveland Browns, they're trying to find a way to void the Sean Watson contract. They're trying to find a way to void that contract. They already give him the guarantee money. You know what I mean? Because he's on TikTok dancing with his girlfriend, doing whatever, and then to come in the building saying that you hurt. You know what I mean? So which is you know what I mean? he ruptured his Achilles again. You know, but he had another surgery on Thursday to repair it. You know, man, it's like I said, it's been tough. It's been tough on him. It's tough on the league. You know, it's a tough situation altogether, man. It's a tough situation altogether. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? What do you do with that? You know what I mean? What do you do with that, man? I don't know. Hey, you know, Brian Kelly. I'm jumping through that, man. Brian Kelly said in 2022, after leaving Notre Dame for LSU, right? After Brian Kelly left Notre Dame for LSU, and a reporter asked him, "Why did you leave Notre Dame? Notre Dame Independent. Right now, by Notre Dame going to the playoff, by winning, by beating, you know, Notre Dame beating Penn State. You know, I'm super happy, by the way, to have a black head coach. You know, a minority head coach going to college football championship, no matter what. So it was either Penn State or Notre Dame. It didn't matter to me, right? But still, I understand living in Pennsylvania. I wanted to see that, you know, but still. You know what I mean? He had an opportunity. So when they asked Brian Kelly, why leave Notre Dame, who's independent? By the way, by beating Penn State, they won $13 million. You know, it might grow to $20 million. You know, that's going to help them with NIL deals, whatever. They're independent. So when you win, any other team who would have won, right? They will have to split that money to the conference, right? But Notre Dame, they are independent, so they kept the entire $13 million. They don't have to share anything with anybody else. So that's what it is. When you win the championship, when you win all the stuff, there's a perks, of course, that the schools get. The winner get a perks, but that perks they got to share that perks with the entire conference. But when you're independent, like Notre Dame, who's you get to keep that money. They sign a deal, and then also being independent, Notre Dame they decide who to play. So all the team that you see Notre Dame playing, there's no conference to tell them who to play. They decide, hey, I want to play you, I want to play you, I want to play you. It doesn't matter. They could pick a high school roster. You know what I mean? So they guaranteed either way because they're independent. They're guaranteed right now the way they're structured to go to the big dance every year, and also having that big. They have $2 billion with they signed shoe deal. They signed a $4 billion with NBC to show their game. They solid. But Brian Kelly, when they ask him, the reporter said, "Hey, you have the situation right here with Notre Dame where you can get the top recruits if you want to because you have money. You guys are independent. Why would you leave together at LSU?" He said, "I want to be in an." I quote. I'm going to quote him, Brian Kelly. This is what he said. He said, "I want to be in an environment where I have the resources to win a national championship." So he's saying LSU, yes, LSU have the money, but they share a conference. Yes, they have the big boys. I understand. They have the money, they're able to do that. But, but Brian Kelly, come on. You got blown out by Texas A&M. So, come on, man. But, hey, shout out to them, man. You know what I mean? I want to give a shout out to Colorado Buffalo, Deion Sanders. Next year, we're in 2025, so I can say this year. Their schedules, did it get tougher or is it better? Yes, you saw what happened. They going to the playoffs. BYU was a better team that day. They lost, but hey, at the end of the day, but next year they have Georgia Tech, they have Delaware, they have Wyoming, they have Arizona State, BYU Cougars, Iowa State, Houston, Kansas State, TCU, who they always run over, Utah State, West Virginia. Having those teams, I think that Deion Sanders is going to do what he got to do, to stay. And I know there's a lot of people who want him to go to the NFL, want him to go to the Raiders or the Cowboys. He's staying put, man. He have more freedom, to do what he got to do. He's staying put. And I've said it again, man. Head coach, Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman. Shout out to him. He's the first black head coach in the history of college football to make it to the national game. So shout out to him. He's a great dude. Shout out to him, man. I said it from the intro. To see Gerard Mayo get fired like that, it was a disappointment. I know that firsthand. Robert Kraft, when he hired him last year, he told him you had a 3-year window to turn this thing around. That's exactly what he told him. He told him that I know that this season is a wash. That's exactly what he told Gerard Mayo. Robert Kraft told Gerard Mayo, this season, we're not going to grade you on this season because we know we don't have anybody. Whatever you do, it's okay. So to be fired like that, he was blindsided. And the reason Robert Kraft fired him, because they won that game that took them out of the first round, first pick to the fourth pick, and Mike Vrabel was interviewed with the Jets. So so he got in his feeling, he fired him, and that's not fair when you see it. Antonio Pierce fired after first season. Antonio Pierce saved the Raiders. They're still paying 4 coaches. They're still paying 4 coaches. They're still paying McDaniel. So it's just ridiculous, man. The Raiders have no money, man. They don't have any money. The reason why Mark Davis had to, Tom Brady had to come and give him some money to make it, buy ownership, right? He had to sell stuff because that's all they have. They don't have anything else. There's no other business. Most owners in the NFL, they own multiple things, right? The Raiders only own the Raiders. Mark Davis only owned the Raiders. The same way you see the Bengals family only own the Bengals. They don't have anything else. They don't have anything else. But it's not, the decision making, man. Antonio Pierce was the best thing for the organization, but they fired him trying to think they were trying to get Vrabel. They trying to talk to Bill Belichick to come to the Raiders. Bill Belichick already have a deal with North Carolina for his son to be the next head coach, regardless. But it's ridiculous, man. So you fire Antonio Pierce fired after first season. You fired Gerard Mayo after first season. You fired Lovie Smith after first season. You fired David Culley after first season. You fired Steve Wilkes after first season. You fired Ren Carlton after 2 seasons, right? So it's come on, man. You know what I mean? So it's a tough situation, but come on, instant success is you don't be successful like that. You know what I mean? And no one had the situation was. They told him what it was. You know what I mean? You tell these players, you tell these coaches what's going on. So that was bad. Anyway, man, I don't think now I know I'm running back and forth, right? But bear with me. We have a lot of things to talk about. I'm trying to cover this thing. You know what I mean? Real quick. We got a lot of things to do. So, but people saying that Aaron Rodgers should retire. Again, as a Jet fan, yes. Do I like the stuff that Aaron Rodgers has done? No. Do I like how he handled the organization? No. You need a strong head coach like Aaron Glenn to come in and to dictate what's going on. That's number one. To hold him accountable, and you know what I mean. But you shore up the offensive line for him, but if you look at Aaron Rodgers' number, right? Almost 4,000 yard passing, 28 touchdown, 11 interception, 63% percentage. Josh Allen, 3,731 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 interception is the same thing. You know what I mean? Aaron Rodgers said it best. A down year for him, right? It's a career high for other people. So he's not grading to the same standard. So I, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. You know what I mean? So but we got to do a lot better, man. We got to do a lot better. I see when you look at the Jets, when you look at the Jets, right? You look at the cap space. You know what I mean? You look at this the cap space next year The 49ers ranked number one with $50 million. And you know, I mean, you look at the team. Here's the team cap space that they're carrying over next year, right? You got that will predicate how you know how successful they are, how you know for them to be able to get more players or something. You look at the 49ers, they ranked number one with $50 million in cap space. The Jets ranked number two in the NFL. Number two ranked, they ranked number 32. I'm sorry. The Jets ranked number 32 in the NFL. They have $345,000, and you know they're carrying over in cap space. Now it will change. It will change drastically, you know, if you got Aaron Rodgers coming in. But him playing and you know, so you have to talk to him to lower the money that you would have to pay him to, you know what I mean? But still, you look at that 49ers, $50 million, almost $51 million. Cleveland Brown, $42 million. The Patriots have $35 million cap space. Raiders, $34 million in cap space. They don't have money like that. You find coaches, you don't know what you're doing. The Lions have $24 million. The Commanders have $20 million. The Cowboys have $19 million. The Jaguars, $16 million. The Packers, $15 million. The Titans, $15 million. The Cardinals, $14 million. The Colts, $10 million. Seahawks, the Seahawks have $8 million, right? Cap space. And the Steelers, $6 million. Eagles, $6 million. The Bucks, the Eagles, Steelers, $7 million. Eagles, $7 million. Bucks, $7 million. The Falcons, $6 million. Vikings, $6 million. Bengals, $6 million. And the Bengals really don't have any money like that. The Brown family trying to do everything they can to give Jamar Chase his money. Like I said, you have to have that money to put in escort to be able to pay them. And they're doing everything they can to keep him. They don't, but they're already in cap space. They will have to dump players. Which is why T. Hagen, they won't be able to keep players like that. T. Hagen will be a free agent, to go. But hey, I think that the Steelers should be calling T. Hagen. You know what I mean? But they don't have money like that. The Bengals don't have money like that. They already have $6 million in cap space. The Bears, $5 million. The Chargers, $5 million. Texans, $5 million. Chiefs, $4 million. Dolphins, $3 million. Saints, $3 million. Rams, $3 million. Ravens have $2 million. Broncos, $1 million. Bills, $1 million. Almost $2 million. The Broncos, $2 million, I'm sorry. Bills, $1.3 million. Giants, $1.1 million. The Panthers have $400. The Panthers are 31 in the NFL with $490,000. And the Jets have $345,000 in cap space. Those teams are in good shape. So you need a good GM for the Jets to be able to come in to dictate what's going on. You know what I mean? So you're not taking just anybody coming in here to do that. You know what I mean? You're not you need a solid player, because a solid head coach, a solid GM. You see Quentin Williams already. He told the Jets he want Aaron Glenn. You know what I mean? Quentin Williams told the Jets he want Aaron Glenn. So that would be a good thing to do that, to be able to do that. So I'm happy. Like for me, again, as a fan, of course I want Aaron Glenn. You know what I mean? As a fan, you want Aaron Glenn to be able to come in here. You know what I mean? That's what you want. I would love that. A head coach, I know what they're doing. You know what I mean? But hey, like I said, anyway, man, I told you that the Cleveland Browns trying to do everything possible to avoid Deshaun Watson contract. It's a guaranteed contract, because man, that's a robbery, man. The Texans receive 2022 first round pick, 2022 fourth round pick, 2023 first round pick, 2023 third round pick, 2024 first round pick, 2024 fourth round pick. The Browns get Deshaun Watson and 2024 sixth round pick. The Browns also give Watson 5 years, $230 million fully guaranteed. Watson has played just 19 games in 3 seasons, and he's already hurt again. You know what I mean? So, hey, that's nature of the business, man. You made a bad deal. The Giants GM Joe Shine, man, he should have been fired, but the owners of the Giants don't like to waste money because they know that he's still under contract. You fire him, you still got to pay him. They're not trying to do that. They're not trying to do that. They're not trying to pay another coach, another GM, which you already done. They have all these GM and coaches they fired on their books, and you still got to pay them. People think, oh, you fired the coach. No, you fire them. You still got to pay. This is not a regular job. This is not a regular job where you sign whatever. When you're a high executive, of course, it's a different for you, like a regular employee, but it's not a regular thing. But to see Joe Shine, he asked Nick McLeod to take a pay cut. He asked him to take a pay cut. McLeod in the offseason, he signed 1 year, $2.9 million. You asked him to take a pay cut, and he told you no. So Joe Shine called his representative, say, hey, he told him, don't pay October's rent. He told him, don't pay the rent. He said, as soon as he can, he's effing replacing him. You ask him to take a pay cut, and because he told you, no, I'm not going to take a pay cut, you say, hey, you know what I mean? I don't know. But I don't know, man. You know what I mean? But anyway, man, McCarthy, of course, the Giants, they need a quarterback. But the Giants are the favorite. The Giants are currently the favorite to trade for J.J. McCarthy. They're doing everything they can to trade for J.J. McCarthy. They're trying. If they can't get a quarterback, if they cannot get Cam, or Shedeur Sanders, which they're gonna do. But McCarthy was a first-round pick last year after winning the national championship with Michigan. So they're trying to do everything they can to try to get him. So good luck to that man. But over the last 10 years, we have 53. Over the last 10 years, we have 53 white head coaches have been hired, and 14 black head coaches have been hired. On the 53 white coaches, 6 have been one and done. For the 14 head coaches, 5 have been one and done. It's a big problem, man. It's a big problem to see that guys are not getting the same opportunities. You know what I mean? It's a big problem because if you're gonna you gotta give them the same thing. You gotta give them the same breath, man. And I don't think it's fair. You know what I mean? I don't think it's fair at all. I don't think that at all. So we'll see what happens, man. Like I said, there's a lot of disappointment there. I'm disappointed. Hey, we'll see. Anyway, man, San Francisco rookie wide receiver, Ricky Pross, whatever his name is, the wide receiver who got shot by a 17-year-old last year. He said, he would love to forgive the kid. He want to be able to have a conversation with him. But I don't know. Hey, man, Joe Burrow, man. Joe Burrow have big numbers, but he couldn't. They couldn't make the playoffs, and that's a tough thing to see that they did everything they could to make the playoffs, and nothing happened, man. So I'm disappointed. You know what I mean? I'm disappointed in a lot of things, man. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway, man. Bengals head coach. Bengals head coach, after the team didn't make the playoffs, he got pissed off. To see best receiver, best quarterback, all the stuff, but the numbers, he got pissed off. So Bengals called the league. He urged the NFL to investigate the Chiefs for allegedly throwing their Week 18 game against the Broncos. He claimed the Chiefs deliberately lost to manipulate the playoff seeding and eliminated the Bengals. You know what I mean? He said the Bengals were a serious contender, but because of what the Chiefs did, dude, you lost. You should have won more games, right? You should have won more games to be able to do that. You didn't do that. So you got to stop. You got to stop. Anyway, man, Sports Talk. Like, subscribe, and share, man. Peace out, man. Sports Talk, baby. Let's go.